Good day and welcome to MPK TV News. My name is Jessica Bobo and here are the top stories from this past week. Minister of Police Feroz Kachalia concluded stakeholder engagements in the province. The minister outlined the government's approach to working with local leadership and communities to curb crime, highlighting that police will have a quick response to crime related to gender-based violence.
Kwityelelo lomphathiswa wamapolisa uFeroz Kachalia eNelson Mandela Bay lufike ngexesha uluntu luphila phantsi koloyiko imihla ngemihla ngenxa yolwaphulo-mthetho olunobundlobongela kuquka ukubulawa nokugetyengwa kwabantu kwesi sixeko. Umphathiswa uthi unolwazi ngobundlobongela obugqubayo kwesi sixeko, ingakumbi ubugewu, yaye uthi benza konke okusemandleni ukulwa lo mkhuba ekwathi baneqhinga lokuwoyisa.
These gangs are growing in influence. They are growing in wealth. They are taking on increasingly a transnational character. I think that's a challenge that we have to meet. Establishing gang units from time to time is an ad hoc response to a growing problem. But I think I'm waiting for the strategy that the police are working on to be presented to me. At this stage, I think that we're doing our best. We are responding. We are making arrests. We are doing drug busts.
uKachalia uthi kusisinyanzelo ukuphucula ukhuseleko loluntu ngokuthi kwakhiwe ubudlelwano obuqinileyo phakathi kwamapolisa, urhulumente wasekhaya kunye neqela lokhuseleko loluntu ekuhlaleni.
That all government approach, that alignment across the spheres of government, national government, provincial government and local government is critical. So it is very important that the mayor, the MEC, the MEC's department, the mayor's responsibilities with respect to the city, and then the national department, along with other departments at national level, are focused on and aligned in their efforts to improve the levels of safety. I believe that community policing is a vital pillar of the fight against crime. In the early years of our transition, there was a strong emphasis on community policing. I believe that continues to be an important focus, should remain an important priority.
Usihlalo kwiqela lokhuseleko loluntu ekuhlaleni iCPF uAyanda Cakasi kwingingqi yakwaDwesi eNelson Mandela Bay uthi bazibeke zonke izikhalazo zabo kumphathiswa ekwathi wonelisekile zimpendulo zomphathiswa.
Izinto besiziphakamisile kuye esijongene nokuqinisekisa into yoba amalungu esigqeba sekomiti yeCPF ayasifumana isibonelelo esuka kurhulumente. Ipatrola zethu ezikhoyo apha eNelson Mandela Metro kwizitishi zonke zoyi-18 eziphantsi kwe-CPF ekwezi zitishi maziqinisekise into yoba ziyayifumana inaso isibonelelo. Usithembisile kumphathiswa into yoba unayo into engu-community worker program enayo ibhajethi yayo ezawuqinisekisa into yoba ngaba ezo nto iyenzeka loo nto.
Usodolophu wesixeko uBabalo Lobishe uthi ukutyelela kukamphathiswa wamapolisa kwesi sixeko kubange uchulumanco nanjengoko umphathiswa ebashiye nezithembiso zokulwa ulwaphulo-mthetho kwesi sixeko. uLobishe uvakalise ukuba nomasipala uza kudlala indima kweli dabi.
Sinochulumanco buminister efikile ngoba siyayazi uba the last time uminister wayelapho uminister Mchunu kwafika iteam ye-NIU kwakho icases ezisolvekayo. Namhlanje sithenjisiwe nguminister uba uzayijonga into yokurisoswa kwamapolisa, uzayijonga indaba ye-gangsterism ekhona ngaphakathi nangaphandle kwetrongo eyenza into yokuba ukuhlala kwethu makungazinzi. Uza kuyijonga nento yokuba kuncediswana njani nanesipolisa ukuba masikwazi ukuresponda kakuhle ngenxa yokuncediswa nayiteknoloji ekhoyo. yaye ke siyavumelana sisonke ukuba kufuneke nathi singumasipala siqinise ukwandisa inani le-Metro Police Officers.
Nanjengoko umphathiswa uKhatshaliya esithi lityeli lesithathu eli etyelela eMpuma Kapa, uthi ofisi yakhe iza kuthi gqolo ukundwendwela eli phondo ukuqinisekisa ukuba oomasipala bawenza ngendlela umsebenzi wokulwa ulwaphulomthetho. Kwiindaba ze-MPK TV, ndinguJessica Bobo, ndiseGqeberha.
Residents of KwaZakhele in Gqeberha say they have been facing a problem of sewage overflowing in their sewers for years. Residents say this is causing yards and streets in the township to overflow with dirty water, which they say is a putting risk in their lives.
Abahlali basemaqhubela kwa-Ward 19 KwaZakhele bathi umasipala uyafika zokulungisa le meko yemibhobho ezalisa iiyadi zabo kunye nezitalato ngelindle kodwa iphinde iqale phantsi. Omnye waba bahlali uNobantu Mtekwana noneminyaka engama-77 budala uthi le meko inefuthe elibi kwimpilo yakhe. Uthi ivumbi eliziswa ngala manzi limenze engakwazi ukuphefumla kakuhle.
Kudala imali isenzeka le nto leyo ithatha iveki nyanga zingaphi noba zimbini ntathu phinda khona igqabhuke. Uyathanda ingaphelanga nenyanga ephinda khona igqabhuke ibitsalwa amanzi. Andandiqhubekayo bakwenzeka nto nalapha efranti ke nalapha kuthi bacwaka ngapha belapha efranti yonke laa nto le lavumba lonke lizapha kum ndibe ndinjena ke yandafektha kakhulu impilo yam ihambela mbi kakhulu ile meko ihlala phantsi kwayo.
Eli xhegokazi lithi lidinga uncedo lokunikwa izixhobo zokuphefumla ngokuba livumba liyamongamela.
Ingathi mna abantu bafumana i-oxygen ndixa ndiqhalisekile kanjena ngoba kunjalo ngoku. Ndiyazi uba noko i-oxygen ingcono kunale nto ngoba le nto lena ikwayingozi xa ndisi-overdose ndisebenzisa ngohlobo ndisebenzisa ngalo. Ngoku ke kum ke ingathi ndingabhetere ngayi yi-oxygen.
Omnye umhlali uThembisa Mnqumevu uthi eyona nto imkhathazayo kukuba nabantwana bayachaphazeleka yile meko.
Nabantwana ukubona abantu yabona isikolo silapha isikolo bazawutsibela phaa abantwana babenzani ke ngoku baberonga abantwana beke neemoto ezigqithayo apha ngezi zibalekayo ukubona ngoku kufuneka ukuthi noba mhlawumbi uyagqitha funeka ukhawuleze ugqithe ngoba kaloku iza kuchaphazela.
Uceba wale ngingqi uGama Maqula uthi uyayazi imeko abahlala bajongene nayo. Utyhola umasipala ngokungazi nesisombululo esisigxina ekulungiseni le ngxaki.
So yes, I'm aware the situation. Umasipala has been trying to attend to the situation temporarily. That's why you'll hear that Babahlali Bati, this thing has been going on and on and on, because the matter was dealt with temporarily because of the old aging infrastructure. Now this problem arises. Now this line, Yasestofile, is catering for about 7 wards from Alcoa, and it's transferring this sewage to Fishwater Flats. So if it blocks here, all of those wards will suffer.
Umaqula usibonise apho umasipala grumbe khona njengelinge lokufakela imibhobho emitsha ukuzama ukulungisa le meko. Nangona kunjalo, abahlali bathi bafuna isisombululo esisigxina kweli tyeli. Kwiindaba zeMpuma Kapa TV, ndingusisipho Mtiki apha KwaZakhele eGqeberha.
It is already time to go to a short break. Please do stay with us. Welcome back to our viewers. The community of Extension 21 in Gqeberha is fed up with the service delivery problems in their area. The community is grappling with criminal activity that has led to vandalism and destruction of community facilities.
Yeshwant Steerman has lived in Extension 21 in Gqeberha for more than 20 years. He says 21, as he affectionately calls it, was once a peaceful and safe place to grow up. However, over the past few years, the area has seen a surge in gang-related violence. Steerman says many young men in the community are trying to stay away from gangsterism, focusing instead on protecting their neighborhood just as their elders once did for them. This is why he is deeply troubled by what he describes as a decline in service delivery. He says there is only one functioning streetlight in his street.
En as jy hier omkom is donker. As jy opgaan op pad hy kan toe Kroneberg op, is dit ook donker. Kyk agter in die mynroute en dis nou suppose om die mynroute te wees, maar hier's niks lig. Hier agter is totaal nou niks ligte wat werk nie. I think it's seker about kan nie hoe sê nie, seker 8 jaar terug. Toe sien 'n mens nog daar 'n trok wat jou ligte gereeld kom syns, maar nou jy sien dit eens meer nie.
Steerman says the darkness caused by broken streetlights has left residents feeling unsafe to the point where parents no longer feel comfortable sending their children to nearby shops.
Jong, die donkerte laat die jong manne ander goed te doen, want dwelms word gebruik, mense sins meer veilig in hulle eie huisie, kyk jy ander dag te word ingebreek as gevolg van die donkerte. Se kinders ken nie meer presies hier meer winkel toe stuur, want dit is ook donker, jy ken ook die distrasie, want se kinders raak ook weg. Baie van die mense voel so, hulle ken nie meer loop in die donkerte nie, want is rooftogte en bendegeweld en allerlei goede. So is dit man. Vir ons as jong mense en ou mense.
Daisy Prince also grew up in Extension 21. She describes the area as a once close-knit, family-orientated community, but says those values appear to be fading with time. Prince lives next to what used to be a park, which has since been stripped of its infrastructure and turned into an illegal dumping site. She says attempts to organize community cleanups have been short-lived as rubbish returns within days.
There was a slide, jungle gyms, everything. Like now, they come and they vandalize all those things. It's gone, it's gesteel. Die bottles gooi hulle rond, hulle dump enige ding, like literally. Dan met ek so ek het lekker way back die clean-up met die kinders gehad. Like dan koop ek vir hulle lollipops en cool drinks en chips en dan ons lekker man. Dan is dit net vir 'n tydjie skoon. En dan 1 to 3, dan word dit net weer oor en oor en oor gedamp. Ek het al hoeveel keer die ding gelig. Die DA het een keer ook gekom en geclean up en hulle ook net vrydag. Ek sal dit regtig sê net vrydag en hulle het nou like snacks en goed en uitgegee en so hy. But ek voel as 'n paartjie, ons het net die een paartjie. Besides nou van 'n paartjie. Net die 21, waar moet ons se kinders speel?
Prince believes responsibility for the deterioration of Extension 21 lies with both the municipality and the community itself.
Municipality and our people of 21 has to be accountable because onze plek moet ons self skoon hou. Because as jy jou veilig goed optel, hier's 'n pakkie ons het dan swart binne. Ons gooi dit in die drom, dan nie ons hoef nie te loite of niksie. As net clean up, eco-friendly, because by 'n van die dag, ons kinders speel, trappel in glase en word seer gemaak. Whose problem is that? The parents' problem. No? So yeah, I think everyone should be accountable for the stuff, the municipality and the community.
Community activist and Extension 21 resident Tanya Fredericks says there is a pressing need for educational and recreational facilities to keep young people engaged and off the streets.
Ek wil sien dat hier kan ek sê my skills training waar kinders skills kan aanleer soos ja na skoolklasse kan hê miskien om te kan sê kyk loekie ons gaan vandag vir julle miskien nou bewus maak wat is welding, wat is plumbing, wat is dit want die kinders van vandag is hulle plumber oom sien en sê hulle nee om met 'n overall aan hulle kyk neer jy kyk nie neer op sulke mense nie anyway is werk die ding is die is baie mense in ons communities wat hy skills het, wat die recognition kry nie. Die sportklub is nou hy was ingebreek. Hy is gevandaliseer, hy is nou daarmee heen. Hier ons kinders speel maar in die straat sokker. Want hulle kan nie by sportveld sokker gaan speel want die sportveld is onveilig want dit was gevandalize, whatever.
Residents say frustration is growing, and with local government elections expected later this year, many feel disillusioned about voting.
Kasi yung man nag-vote nun isulang kibat dat sa tadauten yun. Dat sa tadauten yun ni VT. Kenny na umia di partay ba yay nung suun kakuluwa datin variable of Kenny dat na umia terasi. Nagay naman ni Dak, ifegat ako mau. Panyay ka nun umia terasong 5 partay ta vote ipan badang gi ayon sa mga viable ikrak. Of ID balof ta sama nit via kamakrak kinanzan naksi. Surut sa tadauten yun. Ivitin nagrera for vi muni vote for nagnose for vi mui terasi.
Director of Communications for the Nelson Mandela Bay Municipality, Sitembiso Soyaya, says the Metro has acknowledged the service delivery backlog. He confirms that since the appointment of service providers, work has been underway to address the challenges. Soyaya adds that Extension 21 forms part of a broader Metro-wide program and will be attended to as the rollout continues.
Service providers were appointed in October to address streetlight outages across the Metro. Work is underway in all regions, with teams prioritizing high-risk areas and working extended hours. Extension 21 forms part of this Metro-wide program, and public lighting remains a critical safety priority.
Reporting for MPK TV News, I'm Taryn Wellman in Gqeberha.
The roads in Coston and Shorterville are literally littered with piles of rubbish that residents complain have been there for months. Vendors whose businesses operate on these roads are concerned about the effect the waste has on their well-being.
A street vendor in Coston, Arnold Vincent Peters, says the refuse has been decomposing in the sun for many weeks. He says when the wind blows, the smell permeates in every direction. The refuse is also a health hazard as vagrants scratch in the bags of rubbish for food.
I don't know what is wrong with our municipality. They have to face these issues like this and even protect the people, because these things can make all of us sick. New diseases can start, or in bacteria, so that you see. So we, as a people, we would like the municipality to address these things, you see, because it's very serious out here.
Peters says the culprits of the dumping are the business owners in the area.
The dumping is done by the people that have shops here around, all of them. As I'm sitting here every day, I can see who's dumping here. I was already speak with the councillor, Mr. Groenewald, you see, but there was even cameras put up, as you can see there against the lamppost. There was warning signs also put up there, but the people just ignore it. Really, the people that have shops here, they send the people that used to work for them to come dump the stuff here. So that's a big problem, because they do it continually. It don't stop.
A Burundian barbershop owner, Fiacre Javiarimana, says he is losing customers due to the smell.
Since nowadays a lot of dumpies here, they don't want to come and pick it up, which means I'm losing customers. I don't receive customers like the way I used to do the business before, because there's a lot of smelling here on this rubbish, and from there there's a fries, they eat finish, they come inside and spoil my business. That is how I end up to lose customers here.
Not only does this refuse have dire health effects, but also long-lasting environmental effects. Environmentalist Gary Kukamur says when rubbish is thrown away, it contains a lot of plastic which breaks down in the sun and wind and gets into the water and soil systems. Food that decomposes in the rubbish gives off methane gas which can ignite in concentrated batches.
One of the markers of this epoch that we call is potentially, it's not just radiation, but it's plastic that covers the entire earth. So we're starting to see plastic coming to our food, where it's in the fish and shellfish already, and so we were really worried that these piles of rubbish that we're not managing then do that. Now, one of the things that communities very often do is that they burn the piles of rubbish. The gas, the toxic fumes that come from that, it's very toxic to health for children and other people. So if you're breathing that in, it's very, very bad for you. So generally, we have to start managing our waste. We have to find better ways of disposing it. We only have 2 municipal dumps in the city at this point in time. We have to get better at managing that waste and picking it up on a more regular basis.
Nelson Mandela Bay Director of Communications and spokesperson Sitembiso Soyaya says this is a metro-wide problem with the greatest impact on poor, densely populated communities. However, he says that illegal dumping is not caused by failed refuse collection, but rather unlawful actions by individuals.
This behavior is unacceptable and a criminal offense, and offenders will be fined or prosecuted. Despite financial constraints, targeted cleanups are underway, routine collection continues, and law enforcement is being intensified. Residents and businesses are urged to report illegal dumping and use legal disposal sites. Clean, safe communities are a shared responsibility.
Soyaya says law enforcement and environmental health teams are intensifying compliance actions and monitoring to identify and act against offenders. Reporting for MPK TV News, I'm Taryn Wellman in Gqeberha.
It is time for another short break. Do stay with us. Welcome back to our viewers. The Lutando M Children's Support Foundation in Motherwell is planning to introduce the Active Parenting of Teenage program through digital platforms to promote parental engagement and communication with their teenage children, Asandile Njongi reports.
The foundation, established in 2021, is in the process of launching an Active Parenting of Teenagers initiative that will empower parents on how they can help their teenagers build their skills and overcome peer pressure and other serious issues.
Ram sizoba nephulo esiliqalayo nge-29 kaJanuary which is esilibiza ngobana i-parenting of teenagers. Sizobe si-educate abantu especially abazali babantwana online, so nokubasa nje kwi-digital world, abazali bafunde nezinye izinto, although befacene ne-challenges bafacene nazo kodwa bafunde nezinto ezintsha. Ezona zinto ziyasibangela into kokubana masiqukuzele eliphulo si-challenges esethe sadibana nazo saziva ezisuka kwezi preschool sisebenzana kunye nazo ezibanamhlanje silapha eluhlumelo daycare. Unobangela umzekelo ngizakumenshina imali kwi-families zethu eziyingxaki, i-communication which is nayo eyingxaki kwi-families zethu ne-parenting.
The foundation also working with Ihlumelo Educare Center, which specializes in early childhood development. The center's main focus is on developing young minds.
Preschool, i-crèche, sesona steps sibalulekileyo emntwaneni. Sizinezinto esaziphosayo because ngela xesha kukhula thina zange siyifumane i-crèche. There's a emotional foundation, there is social foundation, there is academical foundation efumanekayo e-crèche. Now umntana uthi esakhula umfumanisa ba well developed macala onke, like zonke indlela umntana kusuppose ba umzekelo, let's take for example, uthatha umntana umsa straight e-primary school, ufika la mntana une-separation anxiety because akaqhelanga ukwahlukana nomzali e-crèche. Ufika la mntana ushy, akakwazi uthetha nabanye, akakwazi usocialize nabanye, kuyafundiswa uyakhala yena. Laa nto i-affecte i-progress report yakhe. But if la mntana beqale e-preschool, apho adevelopwa khona fully. So i-preschool is a basic foundation, POF is a must, i-foundation eyakha umntana.
Parents commend this initiative, saying it is very helpful.
Ndizibulisele kwabakwa-Bay TV naloluntu lonke jikelele apha e-PE nakwindawo ngendawo. NdinguSifundo Nqola apha eMotherwell eNewton. Kwicandelo le-crèche kwi-preschool salapha kuthi engingqini eMotherwell sibona umehluko omkhulu, ngoba umntana noba ebephuma kwikhaya elingahoyekanga kodwa uthi wongena kula masango ase-preschool noko umbone utshintsho olukhulu, umbone nakwicandelo lokuthetha njengabanye, uba ngumehluko ngoba kukho imfundiso enkulu ayifumanayo.
This initiative will go digital on the 29th of January 2026. Reporting for MPK News, I'm Asandile Njongi in Gqeberha.
That brings us to the end of this bulletin, and thank you for choosing MPK TV News. From myself, Jessica Bobo, take care.